Now, your Local 2 Weather Authority forecast with Ryan Martin.
Welcome back, everybody. Our health index for today: low for tree pollen, grasses, and mold are still high, and we are moderate for weeds. This is all courtesy of Texan Allergy and Sinus Center and Dr. Paul Fulmer. You can visit their website, texanallergy.com. Now, our almanac for today, above average once again, 85. That's above our average of 76. But the good news, we are well below our record of 91 degrees set back in 2001, and only slightly above average for our low, 52 compared to 50. Now, our temperatures right now very nice throughout the basin, seeing these 60s. We are still seeing to those 70s down along the border in Presidio, but we're mainly looking at 60s throughout the entire night, and we could be seeing temperatures drop down overnight. We'll look at that in a little bit, but really not much activity going on throughout the Lone Star State. We are seeing these rain showers over in Mexico, but that's not the case right here in the Permian Basin. We are seeing some cloud coverage, but that's not really having any effect on our humidity. We're still relatively dry just about everywhere, and we're going to continue to see these dry conditions for the next couple of days with these 80-degree temperatures, sunny skies. We're going to be looking at relatively dry air throughout the Permian Basin, but we are seeing some pretty nice wind speeds right now. We're seeing those anywhere between 10 to 14 mile-an-hour wind speeds throughout the Central Basin, but we're relatively calm just about everywhere else. You can see the Trans-Pecos, not really much wind activity going on, but we did have some pretty gusty winds earlier on today. It was a factor at certain times. You can see those 20s right here in Odessa, Midland, 18 in Big Spring, 17 over in Wink, 20 down in Presidio, but really not much a big factor anywhere else throughout the Permian Basin. Now, looking at our temperatures for tonight, we're going to get be a relatively mild one once again. Could get all the way down, though, into the 40s in Tatum, so make sure you watch out there, as well as Carlsbad and Artesia. But everywhere else should stay in the 50s, but could be a good idea to pack a jacket. Wouldn't hurt on that front. Looking at the northern basin tomorrow, I should say, going to be seeing those temperatures back up into the 80s, and that's the case in the central basin. Mainly going to see 50s tonight. Crane going to stay in the 60s, as well as Cope Ranch, but we'll be seeing the high 50s just about everywhere else, and then back up into the 80s for tomorrow. And then going into the Trans-Pecos, 50s tonight. Pecos, Balmorhea, Fort Stockton, Sanderson, Sheffield, Ira, Ann, but Bakersfield and Dryden will stay in the 60s. And then tomorrow, Sanderson, Dryden going to stay in the 70s. So that's really good news there, but high 80s. Fort Stockton, Balmorhea, Pecos, and Red Bluff. And then going into the mountains, a little chilly tonight. Valentine, Marfa, Fort Davis down into the 40s, but we'll stay in the 50s. In Alpine Marathon, Presidio will be down into the 60s, but then tomorrow, high 80s for Presidio, then Marfa seeing the 80s, as well as Valentine, and Fort Davis a high of 79, so very gorgeous there in the mountains. Looking at our 7-day forecast, well, it's going to be very similar just about every day. You can see the warm temperatures, 80s, some low 80s next week. Lowest we're going to see is 80 degrees for a high on Friday. Temperatures in the 50s during the nighttime hours. But we got nothing but sunny skies for the next 7 days. These temperatures staying in the 80s. So warm temperatures, sunny skies. It's going to be gorgeous.
Well, if every day could be like today, I would be a happy girl.
Yes, you would. But we do need it to rain at some point.
We do. That is right. All right. Thank you for that, Ryan.